Hey guys, Brendan Morrison here from Real West Coast, and today we're going to talk about my personal philosophy when trying to decide if you're going to retain a fish or release a fish. So the number one thing that I look at is the overall health of the fish. When it's close enough to the boat and I can make an assessment of where that fish is hooked, or if there's any damage that I can visibly see where that fish might be gill hooked and there's a lot of blood in the water, or maybe he has a hook through the eye, or maybe that hook's gone right through the top of his nose into its head. In a situation like that, and I don't think that fish is going to survive, I'm going to retain that fish. The second thing I look at when assessing to retain a fish is the size of the fish. Now, I'm a big believer in releasing larger fish. I think they make great brood stock and the genetics are good, and this will only enhance this resource that we're able to fish and provide benefits for anglers for years to come. If the fish is fatally wounded, that's a different story, but if it's a healthy, big fish, and I know it has a very good chance to survive, I'm gonna release that fish all day long. The third thing I look at when making a decision on whether to retain a fish or not is that fish a wild fish, or is it a hatchery fish, which is essentially a marked select fish? Now, you can determine a hatchery fish because its adipose fin has been clipped off when it was at the hatchery. So the adipose fin is between the dorsal fin and the tail fin. It's a small little fin at the back. And if it's a hatchery fish, again, that's been removed, and it's basically a smooth area in between the dorsal and the fin. So if I can determine I have a hatchery fish or a marked select fish beside the boat, I will most likely retain that fish. Personally, when I'm retaining fish for table fare, I try to target that 10 to 12 pound range up to the high teens, 20 pounds. I think they're the best eating fish, right? You don't get into a situation where you've got these really thick fillets and you're having a difficult time cooking them. So for me, the ideal fish to keep would be 10, 12, up to 20 pounds. Being on the West Coast and having the opportunity to get out on the water quite a bit and fish for this amazing resource is it's kind of tough to put into words when you think about it, because I know how much my family appreciates it, and we enjoy this resource over the course of the year, and we're careful not to take too much fish. We take what we need, and having the ability to share that with other people, like other family and friends, it just kind of brings back a flood of memories, and you get to kind of relive that journey while you're out on the water. So it's very special to me, and it means a lot to my family. So guys, next time you're out on the water, I hope my checklist here helps you think about a few things before you decide to retain a fish.